Hey everyone, welcome back to Supercharge. My name is Sonal, an HR director, and this channel is all about giving you practical tips on how to supercharge your career. So, tell me about yourself. You've got my CV in front of you. You know I'm looking for a job. What more could you possibly want? What a stupid question the candidate is thinking, right? Wrong. This is a brilliant question. It's completely a blank slate, and you can fill it up exactly the way you want. And this question, or the answer to this question, sets the tone for the entire interview. And if you think about it, sets the tone for maybe your entire career. If you get the dream job that you're looking for, that could change many things in your career. So today what we're going to be doing is looking at why they ask you this question, what you should say, what you should definitely not share or avoid, how to answer this question in terms of how, not just the what, but the how. And finally, we're going to go through a demo answer together that you feel, that is the best version of me and that sets the right tone, and I'm pretty sure it's going to go well at the end of the interview. So let's get started. Why do they ask you this question? 3 reasons. Firstly, they want to know how you deal with open, uncomfortable questions and situations. Do you fumble, or are you a smooth operator? Second reason is they want to know what matters to you, what's important to you. I once interviewed a candidate, and we spent a lot of time talking about his hobbies, and to be specific, cricket. I think 5 or 6 minutes were spent on cricket, and I was like, at the end of the interview, I wasn't quite sure if he was serious about the job or not. The third reason they ask you this question, it's a bit of a secret, don't tell anyone, they're lazy. And don't judge. If you're interviewing anything from 5 to 8 candidates every single day, you don't always have time to prepare and go through the person's CV. So when they ask you, so tell me about yourself, or another form of this question, why don't you walk me through your CV? What they're doing is they're actually looking at your CV for the very first time as you speak and trying to understand it and buying some time so that they can ask another question. So that's the why. And then the other thing is how to answer. I have another video that talks about energy levels in an interview, and I'll link that somewhere in the description. But I also want to talk about 2 things here. One is keeping it conversational. It's a dialogue, not a monologue. Don't forget that. So it's important that you're not like literally reading from your resume. I've had candidates do that, and not very professional. And the other thing is confidence, and that comes with time. It comes with practice. I have candidates who answer this question really fast because they hit it and they want to get it over with as quickly as possible. And if you've ever been in a meeting with people and some people are speaking really fast, it's also a sign of nervousness. So take the time, all the time you need to answer this question. So let's look at what not to do. 2 things. Number 1, as far as possible, try and keep personal information out of this meeting. Where you were born, where you grew up, what are your hobbies, who's in your family. What does that have to do with the position that you're applying for? Pretty much nothing. If you really want to talk about this stuff, save it for when you get the job and when acquaintances become friends, and you can talk about this to your heart's content. In the meantime, they don't care about all of this stuff. So keep that out. The second thing to keep in mind is it's really early in this answer to be sort of selling yourself in a very major way. That comes later. So this one is all about the subtle art of giving them a few nuggets here and there, a hook, I like to call it, and then they bite and then they want to know more, and that's what we want. We want to be in control. We want to share what we want to share. So that's as far as what not to do. And now, finally, let's talk about what to do. And that is the heart of this video. And I like to call this the driver's seat formula. And that's a formula which is something I've made where you are in control and you get to decide what you want to talk about. So the first part is pleasantries, politeness, starting with a little bit of a small talk, and I'll show that in the demo. The second part is a description. Really, really short. Not the first job you've ever had till today. That's a monologue that will take forever. But current position and how long you've been there. That's it. And if there are any interesting projects. The third thing is we want to sort of sneak in a subtle achievement. What is that? Something that you're doing that you think would be interesting to the interviewer and you want them to ask you a question about it. And finally, the fourth thing you want to talk about is why are you here? Why do you want this job? So that's it. Now let's get into the demo part of this video. I'm going to answer this question as if I am the candidate. Okay, let's go. Hi, my name is Anne. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to see me in person. I really appreciate it. So as you can see from my resume, I've been working at company X for the last 10 years, and for the last 3 years I've been a senior financial analyst, and I'm basically responsible for analyzing financial data and making recommendations to higher levels of management. And I'm currently working on a very interesting project on how big data has implications on not only the finance department but the organization as a whole. So I was really excited to read about the job opening of group financial controller, and the thing is I'm currently looking for ways in which I can grow in my career, and I'm really passionate about the work I do, and I'm always looking for new responsibilities to add on and learn new things constantly. And in fact, the project that I'm working on that I mentioned right now, I'm leading a team of 5 people, and I've learned an enormous amount by working so closely with them. So that's it. That's about me. And you see, this question checked all the boxes. Pleasantries force the person. If you thank someone, they automatically will say welcome or no problem. And that gives you a macro second to think about what you're going to say next. The description was really short and sweet. She didn't go on and on. The subtle achievement you saw, she sneakily put that in. This Anne is a clever girl. She's going to go far. And the project, brilliant. She didn't waste any time and talked about the project immediately and also why she's here. So the energy level was good as well. So hopefully this is something that helps you. And the idea is take it, customize it, personalize it to the way that you feel comfortable. And remember, you're in the driver's seat. You share what you feel comfortable sharing. And if you stick to a professional answer like this, they're gonna sort of take the hook and then say, that project sounds really interesting. Could you tell me a little bit about that? Or tell me about the team that you're managing currently, because they want to know all of that stuff. Because you know they want to know this stuff. And the reason you know it is because you've seen the job description. So that's it. That's the driver's seat approach. Start with pleasantries, give them a short and sweet description, sneak in a subtle achievement somewhere there, and talk about why, the reason you're there today. So that's it. I hope you find this useful, and if you do, give this a thumbs up and consider subscribing. There's plenty more where that came from, and I shall see you in the next video. Ciao.